Okay, I wanted to do a video on these transmission and motor mounts in the car because there's a lot of confusion, in my opinion, online on how to do this. So we'll start with the transmission mount, which is under the intercooler or air intake box, excuse me. So you're going to have to remove your air intake box, and that'll give you access to this motor mount after you remove this cover here. You'll figure it out. It's not too easy. So to get to it, air box, mass airflow, sensor plug, and fresh air intake line to the air box clamp. Get that out of the way. There's a bolt here. There's a bolt down here. See it? It's down there. So way down there. Get the air box out of the way. Remove the cover for the wiring harness. You'll gain access. Okay, that's easy. That's your transmission mount. Your dog bone's simple. I don't need to go over that. Your motor mount is on this side. Now, you see people saying, oh, you got to drain the antifreeze, you got to do this and do that. Bullshit. So what you're going to do is you're going to remove the screws for your reservoir overflow. There's one screw here, just to loosen up your reservoir overflow. There's a screw down here by the power steering pump. You're going to remove that screw. You're going to loosen your fuel filter, just loosen the bolt. And you don't have to undo any lines. So what you're going to do to gain access to the bolts underneath the power steering pump, you're going to move everything, kind of jog it out of the way. You'll see when you get this loosened up where the bolts are. But you don't have to drain your antifreeze and all that nonsense. Don't forget to put a jack underneath your motor when you're doing this. So just heads up, little tip on this. You can see one of the bolts here to the engine. The other one's hiding up down in here. That's why you got to loosen this so you can move it out of the way. You also got to get this power steering out of the way. You don't have to take your intercooler line off. Just go through and move everything around. So there's no need to drain antifreeze. There's no need to disconnect the power steering pump. You need to remove your fuel filter because there's a screw right here, a nut, plastic nut. You got to gain access to it so you can get the washer fluid reservoir out of the way, because you need room to move in here. So that's pretty much it. You don't need to do all the bullshit they say online about draining antifreeze and all that. So just take your bolts out, move it out of the way. You can get to it. So you're looking at about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to do this mount, 30 minutes to do that mount, 15 minutes to do dog bone mount, about 150 bucks altogether roughly. I'd change them about every 100,000 miles. So hopefully that helps some people out. All right, take care.